Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. Summer is in full swing in my house. As I mentioned last week, the summer is about reflection and rejuvenation. Hopefully, you have filled your summer with adventure and relaxation. There should be time for excitement and rest. This episode is a continuation of last week's episode, number 72, where I began highlighting my top 10 favorite episodes of the Making Key Changes podcast. Last week, I mentioned 5 of these episodes. This week, I will finish with my final 5 favorites. These aren't necessarily the most listened to episodes, though many of them are, according to the download numbers. Rather, they're the ones that resonated the most with listeners based on what they have shared with me. Or they are the ones I enjoyed creating the most. Are any of these episodes some of your favorites? Here are 5 more of my 10 favorite episodes, ending with the very first episode I ever aired. Like I did last week, I have placed a direct link to each episode in the show notes, so you can jump right to each of these favorite episodes and listen for the first time or again. Number 33, the student voice, followed by episode number 34, titled Listen and Adjust. We can't assume we know how students feel, interpret, or learn. We have to ask them, listen actively, and make the key changes needed to ensure their voices shape every space where they live, learn, and grow. As educators and caregivers, we must build on our students' insights to better support, teach, and inspire them to reach their fullest potential as learners and global citizens. Number 22, don't wish for it, work for it. It's taken me a long time to identify what I truly want, not what my parents, friends, colleagues, or even my husband want, but what I want. And it's taken even longer to realize that dreaming alone isn't enough. We have to show up and work for it, even when it's hard. In this episode, I share a story about my daughter and the quotes we love that keep us motivated to pursue our goals. Number 19, change is a choice. I once interviewed for a job and knew halfway through that it wasn't right for me. That experience taught me something important. Change is always a choice. We decide whether it aligns with our values, and we have the power to change again if the first choice wasn't the right one. For more on this theme, follow it up with episode number 16, Making Key Changes in Our Careers. Number 18, a shared vision. A vision is the ability to plan the future with imagination and wisdom, and it becomes even more powerful when built collaboratively. With diverse input, our goals can gain greater clarity, creativity, and staying power. In this episode, which I often present as a keynote talk, we explore how a shared vision that includes and values everyone involved can create lasting change. And number 1, productivity versus presence. This is my very first episode. I tell the story of a date night when my husband, who always encourages me to look at things from all angles, reminded me to choose presence over productivity. I still revisit this episode from time to time as a gentle reminder that being present often matters more than checking off a to-do list. Just like I mentioned last week, I love producing this podcast, and I love it even more when listeners share how an episode has impacted them. So please share your thoughts with me, and please share the podcast with others. Take a screenshot and post it on social media or send it to a friend, family member, or colleague who could benefit from it. If you want to experience this live, you can invite me to speak at your school, company, or organization so I can help unlock personal and organizational growth with your team. My most appreciated talks are on overcoming burnout, boosting confidence, establishing effective routines, and aligning a shared vision. Let's connect and schedule a visit or two. Don't forget to check out the show notes for helpful resources and continue to have a fabulous summer. How are we making key changes to rejuvenate this summer? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcast app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.